Well, here we are at 80 Mile Beach. We stayed 4 days, 4 nights actually, so 5 days in 80 Mile Beach Caravan Park. Coming into reception here, quaint little shop, has the basics and provides certain other things as well, a few meals and so on, coffee. In the park itself, big broad entries, roadways, lots of room to back trailers and caravans, and they water those roads every day. You can see the sea, we're fairly close to the sea, that's got that typical Kimberley Coast turquoise. They have a pretty controlled site. They close it at 7 p.m. at night and don't open until about 5 a.m. so you can't get onto the beach in the nighttime hours at all. They try and restrict all that. It's G'day Parks, so there's a discount if you remember. This is the entrance. There's a line up there when you come. They put a fair bit of effort into their garden, but they really are up against it, I figure. It's so dry for a big chunk of the year, but they have a really good water supply from underground, which they control fairly well. And it's good quality, so you can hook the vans up. We drank it without any problem. Yeah, good rubbish service. Yeah, the Vietnam Memorial in the middle of the park. It's very good. Beach side, you can see someone puts a fair bit of care into maintaining. So that's right, just on the inside of the dunes. We've got a fair amount of infrastructure to get to the beach. This is a great walkway. You keep all the sand off your feet, keep sand out of the park, I suppose. They're pretty concerned about getting sand in their plumbing and up the amenity blocks. I see signs up. They have tour groups come through. It's those Kimberley wilderness sort of treks and whatever, so this was a crew that was here at the time when we came down. So you got a nice vantage point for looking out over the 80 Mile Beach. Low tide at the moment, fairly windy the time we were there, so hence my talk over, because there was so much wind noise in the video. People walking the beach, shell collecting, people fishing, just driving, looking. A lot of beach. Fair bit of bird life there while we were there. And back in the park, you can see the roadways get watered every day, so they try and keep the dust down to a minimum. Amenities. Yeah, they'd been there a while, no doubt, but they were fairly well maintained, clean, tidy, all functioning well. So that was pretty good. A lot of people have these quads that come and stay, and they fish off the quads. The fishing area, that's filleting tables and offal bins, water. Really well set up, lots of scales there, so they obviously catch a lot of fish. The other thing that was there was air, so you can re-inflate your tyres with a big compressor. Amenity block, yeah, you can see it's fairly tidy, clean, great showers, really enjoyed my showers here. Hot water, good flow rate, really surprising for this part of the world. Right, driving down on the beach now. This is the access, and it's to the southern side of the caravan park. Up over the dune. And then you've got, I think it's probably closer to 100 miles of beach to explore. Though there are some points where it's difficult to get across, like rocks and creeks and whatever. So we drive down here every day and throw fishing line in. There's millions, well, that's probably an exaggeration. No, it's probably not. Millions of shells, old shell life, bivalves, pippies, cockles, all those sorts of things on the beach. So the tyres are crunching those there all the time when you're driving. This area, the sand is quite hard, firm. I don't know why people don't drive down on this more. There must be a reason, but they drive up there on the soft. but I chose just to drive along the hard section. It was fine. We got some people fishing. Not a lot of fish caught while we were there. They're mainly targeting salmon, threadfin salmon. Two types, blue nose they commonly called them, and then the giant, the larger one. There's a certain amount of beauty, no doubt. Just go down, pick your spot, set up your chair and enjoy the scenery. We were here in May, so it was really quite comfortable, even though it was windy. Sunsets were magic. The wind would die off every afternoon, just about to glass calm. After being windy days, it was a welcome relief. Sun just disappearing. It had been blowing. This day was a little bit calmer, so a little bit of wave action. Actually, it's interesting that you fish in the dirty water if you want to catch the salmon. You don't want to get into the clean water, so they tell me. Best place to catch the salmon, they said, was about 20 k's north. We didn't bother going that far. I fished just where we are about here, and I caught my my threadfin first cast, but then I had 2 hours of catching nothing. But we had caught 2 threadfin while we were there, and they were quite beautiful eating, so it was worthwhile. Just the last of the day disappearing. Beautiful place. Really enjoyed our stay here. Thanks to 80 Mile Beach.